The Spartans were one of the best and most ruthless militaries in the ancient world. Each soldier went through the rigorous Agoge training program, where Spartan male youths were educated in the art of war. It was mandatory for males to participate in the Agoge, entering at the age of 7 and graduating around the age of 30. The Agoge's purpose was to transform Spartan boys into Spartan soldiers who were loyal to the state and not their families. The Agoge had 3 main stages: the initiation, the transition, and maturity. In the initiation phase, child soldiers were taught to steal food. If they were successful and suspected, but not caught, no punishment was given. If they were caught, they were brutally beaten by their seniors. When Spartan children were born, male elders of the family decided if the infant was strong enough to live by dropping the baby into a vat of wine, and if it cried, it was considered too weak. Spartan boys were taught literacy too, but it was not as important as athletic competitions, military prowess, and understanding survival. Boys in the Agoge participated barefoot to toughen their feet and improve agility. At age 12, boys would only be given one item of clothing a year, a cloak. The young boys slept together and built beds out of reeds from the nearby Eurotas River. Gymnastics training helped develop the soldiers from head to toe by strengthening the legs, arms, and neck, being some of the healthiest and completely developed human beings in the world. By age 12, Spartans entered the transition phase where they became paidiskoi. Here, they were trained to speak clearly and concisely, with maximum meaning and power expressed in as few words as possible. Older males developed strong relationships with Agoge participants, believing that the bonds between younger and older students were important because they were all sons of the same father, the Spartan state. Following the transitional stage, students were known as habontes and were guarded by a boy herder. Boy herders managed the new Spartan soldiers and learnt what constituted fair punishments from Spartan overseers. Once old enough and strong enough, the youths would begin military training. They had to familiarise themselves with the use of armour, shields, spears, and swords. They were trained extensively with the phalanx under the supervision of veteran Spartan soldiers. The trainees would have to learn how to maintain their kit, with kit inspections taking regular occurrence. Spartan males ate all together throughout the Agoge. They were allocated into a mess, where they were required to bring food to be shared. The only excuses for non-attendance was participating in a religious ritual or a hunting expedition. The main meal was held after dark and no torches were allowed, for the Spartans ought to learn how to navigate in the dark. At the end of the Agoge, most men married after they graduated at the age of 30 and started families. However, they were still expected to eat with their mess. While women did not participate in warfare, they had the most important responsibility to give birth to new Spartan warriors.